What's up, guys? Thanks for returning back to my channel. This is just a girl who loves crypto and stocks. My name is Jay. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day because I'm about to bring you some news that's gonna shake you up, and I want to know what you think. Yes, I'm back here with another one because I did another video about it. It's about the Convoy, Freedom Convoy 2022. It's about the truckers who are occupying, yes, I said occupying, okay, who are occupying Ottawa right now. And apparently Trudeau just came down with a smackdown move on the Freedom Convoy, and I wanted to bring it to you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your opinion is about it. Let's get into it. It's called Canada's Trudeau Invokes Emergency Act to include crypto transaction. Basically, I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to read the article, and once I'm done reading the article, I'm going to go through it, give you my opinion, and hopefully you'll share me some of your own opinions on what you think about this emergency act. So let's get to it. It says Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invoked the Emergency Act for the first time since the act was introduced in 1988 to respond to the ongoing anti-government trucker protests. The law defines a national emergency as an urgent and critical situation of a temporary nature that cannot be effectively dealt with under any law of Canada. Okay. I'm just going to keep it reading, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. So it says, talking to the press on Monday, February 14th, he said, though the law allows for military intervention, Trudeau insisted the government had no plans to do so. Instead, the government is focused on derailing the flow of funds to demonstrators and going after those who financially support illegal protests. Speaking alongside Trudeau, Minister of Finance Chrystia Freeland added that the banks would immediately be given the power to suspend or freeze suspected corporate or personal bank accounts under a court order and without fear of civil liability. What's more, the government is taking action on crowdfunding sites and payment providers they use by broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing rules. As a result, requiring them to register with the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada and report any large suspicious donations. The changes cover all types of transaction, including crypto. Some sites have reportedly raised millions, including Tallycoin, Bitcoin fundraiser that allegedly raised more than nearly 1 million for truckers. The organizers have since shut down the fundraising page. After GoFundMe announced it would not be issuing the remaining 9 million to Freedom Convoy 2022 campaign, protesters with no access to the funds had chosen instead to utilize Bitcoin as a means of raising money. Since BTC network is decentralized, it is not under the authority of a single organization or entity that can be distributed or peer-to-peer based between any sender and receiver who has Bitcoin address regardless of their location. Using Tallycoin, campaigners were able to receive all BTC directly into wallets until the campaign was taken down, in which they keep ownership of the keys. And unlike GoFundMe, Tallycoin has no authority to withhold any of the funds raised. Woo! That says a lot. I just want to bring it back up here to the top so I can discuss. Now, I brought you guys another video where I talked about the ramification that could come down if these protesters don't quit and don't go home, or if the government push back, or what will happen if the government does push back because these guys refuse to stop protesting and go home. Now, I did say in that last video that one or two things could happen. They could actually get what they wanted, and as you have seen by recent reports, they actually have, even though the media won't give them credit, but you can see that majority of provinces now have taken down their restrictions, reducing restrictions, removed restrictions, and will be soon removing the mandates of maybe not vaccinations, but they're certainly looking into removing passports, vaccine passports, you know, those ones that you have to, if you want to go to eat eat into a restaurant, they got to check here to see if you have been vaccinated or not. So those will be taken down, and you could have more people in close areas now and outside as well. So obviously you can see a result of this. Now again, mainstream media will not give credit and say, well, this is because of the protesters and what they have been able to do, but we know, okay, we the people know what has been taking place. Now, in form of this news, this is the smackdown I was talking about when I said, what will the government do if these protesters keep it up? And here it is, right? This is where centralization goes straight into attack mode. This is no longer defense, this is attack mode. And the reason why I'm concerned about it is basically it's a small step into how they get into your home, your freedom, and this is the price we are all going to have to pay, regardless if we were part of the protest or not. The government just invoked an emergency act, y'all. Okay, that's serious. That now gives the banks, as you can see, permission, okay, to see what is going on in and out of your account. And now they pretty much get to roll with it. I'm assuming because now they're going to be watching large amounts of transaction. Okay, so if you are a person, I'm just saying, if you're a regular person who do large amount of transaction, regardless, are they gonna, freeze your account because they're gonna say, hey, we think this person here is supporting the Freedom Convoy, and now it's gonna be left up to you, the person who's gonna have to prove that, hey, I'm not a part of this. I normally do these type of transaction. Now, what if you normally do transaction by Bitcoin? Because a lot of people do that. They remove money out of the banks and they buy Bitcoins, they buy cryptocurrency asset. Is that now going to be flagged and say, hey, that's criminal activity? Or are you going to be flagged under the Suspected Terrorist Act, Financing Act? We don't know. These are the things that I'm coming up with in my head thinking, oh my God, this is bad. This is real bad. And it's not just bad for the truckers, it's bad for everybody because it finally gives banks the power they've been looking for. We know they've been losing money, okay? We know they have been losing money. Savings account has not been up. People are withdrawing their savings account because let's face it, those rates are ridiculous. Okay, those rates will leave you in the poor house, not the rich house. So the fact that they're losing a lot of money, most of the money is going to crypto, and yes, they claim, okay, they claim that crypto assets is financing. People are alluding to criminal activities, and they can't watch, they can't police, so they don't know what's happening. So they claim that we're criminals. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that's right. But now this just gives them more power to look into the matter. And even though I'm a small-time investor myself, I still feel concerned. Even though I'm not sending out a whole lot of money, I still feel concerned because all banks are on the lookout for this. All banks are going to be watching their customers' transactions, where they send the money to, who picks up the money. Do you normally send money to GoFundMe? Do you normally send money to these sites? Because it's all going to be reviewed. So I'm just saying, I'm concerned. And if you are a person, a given person, who normally sends money out to sites like GoFundMe, sites like Tallycoin, or wherever GiveSend go, be careful because your information is now going to be scrutinized, heavily scrutinized. And to these truckers, I think you got what you wanted. Like I said, they are removing the mandates slowly, but they're certainly removing the mandates. I think it's time because now everybody's gonna pay for your action. Regardless of their political views, regardless if they are with you or against you, we're all gonna have to pay for your actions. I know I've been paying in the grocery stores, okay? And it's not because of you. I'm not saying that's because of you, but shoot, man, this is getting expensive. And like I said, I bring it to you guys when it involves some money. If it involves crypto, I'm bringing it to you. If it involves stocks, I'm bringing it to you, but this involves crypto, okay? And this does not put crypto in a positive light. It again puts coin on the defense to say only criminals use it, or only criminals who are trying to hide their nefarious activities will goop around the centralization of banks and go to Bitcoin. And that's not what we're about. Bitcoin community is about decentralization. So banks and governments do not have the power to take away your property, which is what's happening right now. Those truckers, if they don't move, they can lose everything. And I know they claim that they've already lost everything, but honestly, you haven't lost it yet until it is gone, okay? Until you go to the bank and you can't get $1 out, until the insurance company cancels your insurance, until your job says, sorry buddy, you're fired, until EI says, sorry, you were part of the protest, oh, we can't give you any money. You have not lost it all. So really think hard about what you are doing, because your implications is going to have ramifications on every Canadian citizen, regardless if they're with you or against you. That's just my opinion. What do you guys? Do you think the government has overstepped their boundary? Do you think this is the only way that Trudeau could have gotten these protesters to leave? Because I certainly think there's so much more he could have done before it came to this. I really think he dropped the ball on this, and again, I think it gives people the power, people who are nefarious, okay? I'm not saying Convoy is, I'm saying certain people within that who are working in that, give them the opportunity to go into crypto, which is just another wormhole. What do you think? Do you think this is good for Canadian citizens? How do you think this is going to impact you going forward with the banks? If you already have issues with the banks, does this make you have more issues with them now? And honestly, how is this going to repair our reputations with the banks? I can't begin to imagine if you are a person, like I said, if you are a giver, you normally use sites like GoFundMe, crowdfunding sites to help out others. Maybe you donated a little bit more than you had to. Maybe they deemed, okay, well, I think this person you're donating to is a part of a terrorist organization, so we're gonna freeze your accounts. This is huge. Tell me what you guys think though in the comment section. Do you think Trudeau overstepped here? Do you think he could have gone around and used another way? Do you think we really needed the Emergency Act to take place? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, stay hungry for financial health, wealth, and financial prosperity. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Stay blessed.